Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hard Count. Are you ready for some football, everyone? I sure am. I'm Cobra, and I am joined by Ben, Ryan, and Jamie. Welcome.
Well, Jamie joined too.
Yeah, when did Jamie get
sorry,
here?
Tyler's here. Sorry, Tyler. I goofed. Tyler's here. We'll have those. Tyler, how we doing, man? How we doing?
Not too bad.
Right, perfect. You guys don't need to see my shirtless body unless you want to. That's all I gotta say. Unless you want to. Okay? Unless you want to.
Give me some material for later.
I know you want some. I know you want me. I know you want me. I hate you. Anywho, welcome to the Hard Count. We are, of course, going to discuss our games that happened last week. Week 4 is in the books, and Week 5 is getting started. But we'll definitely talk about those in a quick minute. Let's talk Week 4, because we had the Eagles fall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 33-16. We had the Green Bay Packers fall and chant "Skol" to the Vikings. We had the Bears finally win a game against the Los Angeles Rams. And of course, we had the return of Andy Dalton to Cincinnati, but he of course fell to his former team, the Bengals. Then of course we had the Falcons beat up on the Saints in a division matchup, and another division matchup, the Texans squeaking by the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-20, and the Denver Broncos beating up Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Guys, we do need to talk about this.
Are we even going to talk about the Giants and Cowboys on Thursday night?
No, because we talked about them the last podcast. So they're not. Again, we don't need to talk about them. We've already covered. We've already covered.
We can make fun of the Cowboys some more.
Cover them on Week 4.
We can always make fun of the Cowboys some more, though.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry Jones needing a place to park his helicopter. Why not park it on the practice field? He owns the damn thing, right? Yeah. Anyhow. But yeah, the Broncos and the Jets. The Broncos beating the Jets 10-9. This is just an absolute shit show. That's all I gotta say on it. The Colts beating up on the Steelers, and of course the Yinzer is absolutely furious about that, right? Yinzer? I don't want to talk about it, Cobra. Fuck you! Well, fuck you too, Yinzer. We'll see you later. The 49ers beat up on the Patriots. The Commanders looking absolutely dominant over the Arizona Cardinals. That was interesting. The Chiefs getting bailed out by the refs over the Chargers, 17-10. The Raiders beating up on famous women respecter, the Jeffrey Epstein. And of course, the Ravens and King Henry dominating the Bills on Sunday night. And we got to talk about this. I'm gonna start with Ben. I'm gonna start with Ryan, because Ryan's here first. Ryan, Ben, Tyler, let's discuss this game. The Bills came in at 3-0, walked out 3-1. King Henry returned once again to beat on the Bills. It seems like every time Derrick Henry goes against Buffalo, he has a dominant game. So let's talk about this.
All right. Well, I think the biggest thing, and I think about this about a lot of teams, is when you see high-scoring offenses, is the worry that at some point, if the offense doesn't keep up, especially if you see high-scoring games like, for example, the Cincinnati-Washington game, games like that where you have two very high-scoring teams, it's like, okay, what happens when that offense collapses and the defense can't hold anything? And
we just saw it
had
again.
a defensive failure against the Ravens, and that's not the only one of those we saw this week.
Yeah. Also, to be fair to the Bills, the interesting caveat with them is they're actually injured. They're still dealing with a boatload of injuries on the front seven. Like a lot, they're encountering the similar problems that they had against the Chiefs in the playoffs. And
they finally got around to suspending Von Miller.
Yeah, again, freaking Roger Goodell and the wheel of discipline, better late than never, right? Fucker. You're as bad as Manfred and even worse than Bettman, Goodell. Fuck you.
At least they got the call right. Yeah, it's extremely late, but at least they got the call right. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, exactly. But, you could have done it,
when it happened.
Late. Yeah, exactly. Could have done it when it happened, but no, Von Miller's got to be back in the saddle, and now, get the fuck down.
That means we're going to see Rashee Rice get suspended in, 2035?
Sounds about right.
For the car accident?
They're probably Roger Goodell's probably waiting to suspend Henry Ruggs II for his vehicular manslaughter.
Wasn't it Henry Ruggs III?
Whatever. I don't care. Fuck him. He's rotting in jail. Anywho, Ben, Tyler, what do you got to add about this?
I feel like the Ravens were due for a big win, and the Bills, unfortunately, were the casualty.
Yeah, well, again, Ricky said this before. The Bills sometimes just need a pop in the mouth, and this was a pop in the mouth.
It's a
I will openly say this. I think if you are an undefeated team, you have an immense amount of pressure. I'm going to say this openly, and a lot of people disagree. I kind of want the 72 Dolphins to stay the lone undefeated team in the NFL's history. I don't care, that it's a record that still stands to this day. I want it to remain standing yes. That's my humble opinion on that. Tyler, you want to add something, or are you just going to play with your butt?
I was letting you guys finish.
Okay, go ahead. We're finished. Go ahead.
My personal opinion is the Ravens are actually vastly underrated. They may only be 1-3, but they're what, 2?
They're 2-2.
They're 2-2. They're 2-2.
They were 1-2 going into Dallas.
Yeah.
Or no, they won against Dallas.
Yeah, they were 1-2 going into the game. They're 1-2 going into the game, and yeah.
They just needed him and Lamar and Derrick Henry to see it clicking, and obviously they clicked tonight against the battered Bills defense.
By the way, no, last week, not tonight. Come on, get your days right.
Last week.
Last week. Thank you.
I will say Henry had his flash in the pan run of the game, which came in the first play. So,
King Henry showed up when he needed to. All right, better late than never, I guess. That's what the Ravens signed him for. They want that King Henry, baptized in the name of the Father, baptized in the name of the Son, and baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. Little boy, now get on your knees like a bitch.
This is what the Cowboys fans were wanting.
Yes, and now they're stuck with their Ewok Zeke. Get used to seeing that meme of him just getting plowed by 49ers. So
still don't
now
understand
for Monday,
that play.
I don't either. Typical Mike McCarthy bullshit. Anywho, now to Monday Night Football. The Titans beating the Dolphins. And I was ridiculed by Billy for even picking this. And it just goes to show you that, one, Tyler Huntley is just liquid ass. Will Levis, even more liquid ass. I mean, Mason, the first down reindeer, definitely showed up and and showed why he is the better quarterback than Will Levis. That's it. You guys want to talk about this, or you guys want to avoid this like the spoiled mayonnaise that it is? Starting with Ryan, Ben, Tyler, you guys want to chime in, or you guys want to just go skip?
Let's do exactly what I did for this game and flip the channel over to the other Monday night game.
That is the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. The Lions bit some kneecaps this day, and they beat the Seahawks 42-29. Like, this is the Lions that we expected to see. The kneecap biting, pop you in the mouth, Dan Campbell running through a wall like a juggernaut, bitch, type of game. Yeah. Is definitely making his case for Defensive Player of the Year. And I think he's well deserved of that. If he even gets it.
Yep.
All right.
But he also has to stay on this trajectory.
Yep, stay on this trajectory, and we'll see. But again, anything you guys want to add, or do you guys just want to get to Week 5 and the Thursday night football that we had?
I gotta say, I think the Seahawks came into this game massively underrated. Yeah, I mean, they were an undefeated team as well prior to this game, and they played the Lions very well.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking up the Lions, and nobody was saying anything about the Seahawks.
And currently the only team that is undefeated is the Kansas City Referees.
No, the Vikings are still undefeated.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Vikings, but still, yeah. So we got 2 teams left undefeated.
Hopefully the Jets can change that tomorrow morning.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, especially because Aaron Rodgers is facing off against his future team. Anyhow. All right, so the Buccaneers came into Megatron's asshole, aka Mercedes-Benz Stadium, in Atlanta, and got beat in overtime. The Atlanta Falcons 36-30. So you guys want to add something, or what do you guys got to say? Primetime Kirk Cousins balled out.
I should definitely not have benched Mike Evans in fantasy.
Yep.
Honestly, hands down one of the best games of the year so far.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins, 509 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Falcons' all-time record and a career high. Honestly.
And I will definitely say this is what Amazon was looking for when they signed up for Thursday Night Football. This is the games that they want, not the dribbling shits that we keep getting on Thursday Night Football. But still, fuck you, Bezos. That's my humble opinion on... Yeah, fuck you, Amazon. Anyhow. So, now... Yep. So, now... We are going to wrap up the week 4 roundtable, which of course is brought to you by Dr. Squatch. Sometimes to really get that deep clean, you really need to see the doctor. And of course, Dr. Squatch has your back. Dr. Squatch is all natural soap to keep you clean. They don't only have bar soap, they have body wash. They have deodorant, cologne, lotion, and they also work with various other licenses like Cheetos, Wolverine, Marvel, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. They work to keep you fresh. And of course, Halloween is happening, so really make yourself smell good scarily. With the fearsome fall 3-pack, with their and those all called Drunken Pumpkin, which is pumpkin seed powder soap, pumpkin seed oil, the headless rinse, and the Count Sudzilla Black Currant. Again, these soaps are all natural. And, of course, use our affiliate link wherever you get your podcasts. And tell the doctor, Social Sports Pad Network, and the Hard Count sent you. Time to go see the doctor. Dr. Squatch. All right, T-Den. Guys, we have something that we have been excited for, that we have been waiting for since last week, and that is the bold predictions of Week 5. All right. And by the way, before we even get started, little disclaimer. We here at the Social Sports Pad Network and on the Hard Count, Dirt and Turf Podcast, a Lap Down, and the Biscuits and Penalties Hockey Podcast coming soon, would like to remind all our listeners that we are not experts. We, do not take our picks seriously. We are idiots. Please gamble responsibly. We are not responsible if you lose money by listening to us. Anyway, so now that's out of the way. We're going to start this off in order of arrival. So that would be Ryan, Ben, Tyler, and myself. And of course, because I'm the host, I go last. So, Ryan, I am going to give you the first game, and that would be the London game. The New York Jets face off against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 2.5. Who are you picking? Give me that bold.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the quarterback who's actually played in London and go Aaron Rodgers and the Jets get this one done. I think they want to show themselves off as a potential contender to a potential trying to lure in a Devontae Adams. I think Rodgers showing that, hey, this is a contending team. Devontae, you want to come join the team?
Interesting. All right, Ben. I am going to give you the first round draft bust bowl. And that is the Carolina Panthers facing off against the Chicago Bears. Bears are favored by 4. Who you got?
Oh man! So this as much as I hate to say it, I'm siding with the Bears, even though I think this is going to be one of the worst games probably in the day in the whole Sunday matchup lineup. Honestly, it's probably a hot doo-doo.
I will not for that reason.
You do have the Raiders and Broncos. That might be a close second, but I really think this might be a bad game. I don't see nothing much going on. It's probably gonna be a low scoring game. I'm gonna give it the Bears 13.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Oh boy, what game are you going to make?
Baltimore at Cincinnati. Baltimore is favored by 2.5.
Oh,
yeah, in case I didn't say it, I think the Jets are going to cover the spread. Just figure I'll put that in there.
Well, to be fair, Minnesota was favored. So with you picking the Jets, that's already beating the odds. And are you saying Chicago also covers the spread too? Let me get that out of the way first. And the spread was 4.
I'd remind you because I didn't hear people saying it, but figured I'd mention it.
Right. Yeah, but again, the spread 4. The spread was 4 for Chicago and Chicago and the Bears. The Chicago Bears and Panthers. Ben, are you saying they're covering the spread?
They'll cover the spread.
All right.
And now you said Ravens versus Cincinnati. What they're favored by what was the
Baltimore's favored by 2.5. Baltimore's favored by 2.5.
Oh, it's not even gonna be close. Baltimore's kicking the living shit out of them. They're going over.
All right. All right. And now, guys, fuck. I wish there was someone else here so I could give someone else this game. Miami at New England. Cobra, who you got? You know what? Give me New England. Because seriously, I said it before. I said it before during the Titans and Dolphins game that we were looking at. Miami doesn't have a quarterback. They like Tyler Huntley is dribbling is just liquid shit. Skylar Thompson is liquid ass. Like seriously, there's no other way to say it. So yeah, I'm definitely saying the New England Patriots win this one. Win handedly, by the way. Alright. So now Ryan.
Yep.
You know what I'm gonna Indianapolis at Jacksonville.
Do I have
Jacksonville
to?
is yes, because Jacksonville is favored by 3.
Yep.
Why? I don't know.
Because it's in Jacksonville and we can't win there.
What, is it too hot? Are you
We
fascinated
legitimately-
by Danhausen or Orange Cassidy? What? What's the
Colts
problem?
the Colts have legitimately not won in Jacksonville since 2014.
Okay.
That's the
So-
last time we won in Jacksonville.
So who have you got?
I'm gonna say that Joe Flacco and the Colts take it, but that is definitely a lot of bias being put in there. Yeah. But I think Joe Flacco, he can lead this team better than Anthony Richardson at the moment. Also, obviously, Richardson recovering from his injury. My only worry is the fact that Jonathan Taylor is out. That's going to make the team very one-dimensional and potentially our run defense not being very good being a problem.
All right. Ben, your turn. I have Cleveland and famous women respecter Deshaun Cosby coming into Snydergrad as the commies defend their turf from an invading famous women respecter. Never has the city of Pittsburgh felt so much fear. Now they feel safe when a famous women respecter comes into their territory every 2 weeks. And of course, Washington has to respect the fact that they now have a women respecter come into their territory after Dan Snyder left. So, Ben, who's winning this game?
I'm giving it to Washington, definitely, hands down.
Yep. All right. And definitely covering the spread on this one. So, basically, definitely. All right. Yeah, the favor was spread was 3. All right. Tyler. Las Vegas at Denver. Denver is favored by 2.5. What you got?
Honestly, you're really giving me this shit show of a game. Honestly, I don't think either one's going to cover the spread. I think it's going to be.
I would have given you the Giants at Seattle, but you know what? Fuck you.
I prefer that. I actually prefer that. Actually,
but you're not getting it. So eat shit.
Honestly, so the spread. What's the favorite again? I didn't catch that.
Denver is favored by 2.5 points.
I don't think Denver gets the spread, but I honestly think Denver might pull it off by like a point.
All right, so Denver not covering the spread. And of course, now I have Buffalo going into Houston, a face-off against their former star receiver, Stephon Diggs, as they face-off against the Houston Strouds. The Texans, I'm sorry. I got Buffalo on this one. Buffalo is favored by a point, but you know what? I think Buffalo rebounds from their beatdown from the Ravens. I think they not only beat the Texans, not only cover the spread, but I think they hold Stephon Diggs to under 50 yards of total offense. Next, Ryan. I have the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh, that should be a good game.
The 49ers are favored by 7 points, though. What you got?
Ooh. I think it's going to be a close game. I would almost lean towards the Cardinals maybe being able to squeak this one out, especially with all the injuries that the 49ers have had. But in the interest of not wanting to pick only only the non-favorites. I'll take the 49ers, but not covering the spread. I think it'll be like a 3-point game.
Gotcha. I happen to agree with you. Ben.
If I could see a
Green
world
Bay-
where they actually get that win.
The Green Bay Packers at the Los Angeles Rams. Guess what, Tyler? You are getting your shit game. Congratulations. Green Bay is favored by 3.
Yeah, let's be honest. The Rams are not the Rams right now. They have both their top 2 receivers injured, and they're not playing with all their full potential. I'm getting
so basically you're saying their offense consists of plumbers and Make-A-Wish kids. Okay, gotcha.
Pretty much. Stafford's on his way out, and he wishes he had better on his way out. Maybe they can resurrect Barry Sanders.
Green Bay covering the spread. Got you. Tyler, you ready? New York Giants at Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks are favored by 6.5. Who you got?
I'm not going to be biased. I don't think we're going to win this game. I think gets the spread by half a point. I think they're going to win. I think Seattle wins by 7.
Seattle wins by 7. All right. And finally, the Sunday night game, Dallas at Pittsburgh. They head into Yinzerland. Yinzers are excited. Get the terrible towels out. Get your Iron City beers and your rusted out IROC Camaros, motherfuckers. Because the Steelers are winning, covering the spread. Going to Super Bowl, motherfuckers. Steelers got Super Bowl. Yenzer was pissed. Yenzer was pissed off at me, so that's why he shouted at me.
He needs to go
sorry, Yenzer. Hey, it's coming. It's coming. He's gonna. Speaking of, stuffing him right into a locker.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep, there he goes. Here's your Iron City beer with a nipple on it. Get out of here. All right, guys. Now we are here for the main event, the Monday Night Football game. The New Orleans Saints face off against the Kansas City Refs. What? Kansas City is favored by 5. Ryan, Ben, Tyler, you know the rules. We're all picking who's going to win this one, who's covering the spread. Let's see what you got. Ryan, go ahead.
What was the spread?
5.
Chiefs by 5, you said?
Yep.
I'll say the Chiefs aren't going to win by that many, so I'm going to say Chiefs don't cover the spread, but Chiefs do win.
All right, Ben, what do you got?
This is very tough to call, honestly, because where has Travis Kelce been? They are down all their receivers, and the only receiver right now they have left to rely on is Travis Kelce, and he's been
Worthy's still there. He isn't injured.
He hasn't scored a touchdown.
He hasn't
scored a touchdown.
He's been wide open, and Mahomes has been ignoring his ass. So honestly, I'm going with the upset. Saints are winning.
Nice. Okay.
Covered.
I kind of have to agree with Ben.
All right.
So, and I'm going to actually agree with Ryan on this one. Primarily because we know how bullshit the Kansas City Chiefs have been, because they always have 12 men on the they always have 15 men on the field, 3 of them in striped colored shirts. Yes, I'm talking about the refs. That's
that would
my
still put
opinion.
them at too many men on the field. If they have 15 with 3 of them in being refs, that would still put 12 men on the field.
But again, the refs won't call that shit. The refs won't call that shit because again, they gotta call the flags every time Mahomes misses a pass. That's pass interference, 15-yard penalty. Fuck you, refs. Your refs have been blatantly bad. And if you want to watch blatantly bad ref ball, well, then the place to do it is Fubo TV. One of the top places to get live TV and sports without pesky wires and cable. You get 350 of the top channels with unlimited DVR included. So if you want to try Fubo TV today, use our affiliate link wherever you get your podcasts. That's Fubo TV. Tell them the Social Sports Pad Network sent you. And that is it for, the week, for week 5. That is it for the Social Sports Pad Network's hard count. So this week has been kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. Those of you who do know, one of our founders, the founder of this particular podcast, Hard Count, my older brother Ricky. Of course, everyone knows he's been in the hospital since the start of the season. Well, he received some bad news today. Bad news that none of us even expected he was going to receive. Ricky received a diagnosis of mild congestive heart failure. So that's, of course, it's fun to hear. I've already had a bad 2024 with my back injury. Losing my job and the like. But now I get this news. First Ricky was, in danger of losing a leg. Now he's in for a fight. That I don't think any of us expected this to even ponder about. And without Ricky, I wouldn't be here. Literally, he needed an extra voice to come onto this podcast, and why not? I had nothing better to do, and I came in. And I've been doing it ever since. And now he's, he left the podcast hosting duties to me. We were hoping that we could get him onto the podcast to return. That's looking less and less likely as the days go by. But we do love Ricky. We've always loved Ricky. He is the reason why we're here. And on that sad note, I thank everyone for listening. Of course, thanks to our affiliates, Fanatics, Bulletproof Coffee, Sleeves, W Energy, Duke Cannon, Century PC, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, Dr. Squatch, and Fubo TV. And don't forget about our other podcasts as well. We have the Lap Down NASCAR podcast. We have the Dirt and Turf Baseball podcast. And coming after the World Series, the Biscuits and Penalties Hockey podcast. So get excited for that, guys. I am, because I definitely need something to take my my mind off things, especially concerning life. But once again, thank you for listening. I'm Cobra, and on behalf of Ryan, Ben, Tyler, and Ricky. And what he would always say is, have a good night, have a good week, and always have a good season, guys.
Holla at your boy.
We'll see you in the future.